Hi, I'm Roeg Sutherland. How did the strike affect us? As an agency as a whole, it was very, very difficult. I think that for people that work inside the film business but not directly involved with actors or directors or writers, it was even more difficult. People that rely on working on sets on a daily basis and work check to check, month to month. That was a very, very difficult thing for them to survive after the pandemic, which was devastating already, and to go straight into a double strike, which we haven't had since the '60s. I mean, you can't understate the impact that would have on a whole community of people. So let's not just focus on actors, directors, and writers, but of course it had a horrible impact on everything. In terms of the business that I have in the media finance business, a lot of it falls back on independent films and getting IA agreements and selling movies. And for that, there was a very healthy market for it. There's obviously, you've never seen a bigger appetite from buyers and from distributors to be involved with productions as early as possible. So there's a lot of opportunity there. That being said, we rather be in a world in which there is a much healthier ecosystem, which we haven't had for quite some time. And I think that the hope is coming out of a writer's strike and the WGA strike, there is going to be a lot of recovery, and we're going to have to be very careful about that because we have to bring back a lot of productions. We have to bring back a lot of people to work. And I think we're in a very, very sensitive time to do that. The good thing is that there's money that is going to be able to back these movies and back the television shows, and there's a lot of appetite for it. But I think that for the film business, we went between COVID and those two strikes. It's been a very fragile and very difficult moment for a lot of people. I'm not a CEO at a distribution company. I'm not the one that's in the room that's making decisions and doing negotiations. I have a feeling now that the WGA strike has been resolved after that many days. That SAG will figure out a way to move things forward. Whether it's next week or the week after, I have a feeling that we're over the hill. So we're closer to the end than we are to the beginning, which feels better. But it's not done until papers are signed. It's funny. You asked me what I was doing. If you asked me what I was doing 5 years ago, I can tell you the market changes on a weekly basis. And our jobs is to adapt to it and figure out ways to make movies happen. There are moments where the foreign sales business has fallen through, the UK doesn't have distribution, or Russia is in a war with Ukraine, Asia is not buying anymore. So you're always figuring out situations or solutions for every single film. And I think that the solutions that you find are really on a case by case basis. Not in the same way that not one child is no, there isn't one child that is similar to the other child. It's the same thing with the film. Every time you have a movie that's in front of you, it's a different puzzle to go and resolve. And we figured out ways to do it. The good thing across the board is that there's more money in the marketplace than there ever has been. I think in part that has to do with people having success making independent films, and being able to sell them afterwards. That's part of it. I also think that a diversification in investments have been part of the reason why we've seen more money in the media space. That it used to be it's easier to invest in real estate, and real estate's not working out that well. Stock market is volatile. Suddenly there's almost more certainty to film than a lot of other businesses.